Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be here with you, and in this video I'll be having a very interesting session with an amazing personality in the tech field. His name is Curtis Evans, and he works as a principal developer advocate at AWS. And I got to know him during when I joined the AWS Community Builder program, and so far it's been an amazing experience professionally for me. He's really been involved with my growth in terms of learning, upskilling, and even improving my skills in the use of AWS services as well, right? And also engaging me in terms of coming up with initiatives and ideas to ensure that I more or less create content around AWS, I guess. Yeah. And also connect to other builders as well too. I'm so excited to have you here, Curtis Evans, and it's really an honor to really have you here in my channel. I'll also get you to speak to other people as well too, right? Just briefly, do you want to do an introduction to those who may be joining us for the first time? Your background, tell us about yourself, your career, how you even got into tech, essentially, right? So yeah, over to you, Curtis.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity to take part in this, Chinwe. This is really exciting for me as well. Hey everybody, my name is Curtis Evans. And as Chinwe has mentioned, I'm a principal developer advocate at AWS. I've worked with AWS for close to 7 years now. I joined the company back in 2016. I've had several roles within the organization. I've been part of the professional services organization. I've had roles as a solutions architect, and now I'm in the developer advocate role that I'm in currently today. A little bit about my background. I am based in the United States. I reside in Atlanta, Georgia, which is in the southeastern U.S. I actually studied college and university in that same area. I am a graduate of Clark Atlanta University in Atlanta, which is a historically black college. I also have an electrical engineering degree from Georgia Tech. I have well over 20 years of industry experience. Believe it or not, I actually had my career start before cloud was even a thing. So you often hear people talk about data centers. I've spent many a time in data centers, and that's basically in a nutshell, which has brought me to this journey working with AWS today.
Amazing. That's so interesting. A lot of experience even in cloud, even prior to even joining AWS, which is pretty much interesting, right? Takes me to my second question, right? So question is, what was your first experience into tech, right? So what did you even study in school, I guess? Yeah.
So like I said, as a physics student, as an electrical engineering student, I guess that would pretty much represent my first break into tech, because as part of some of the course curriculum and studies, we had to learn programming languages. We had to work with computers. So it was pretty much done just to get the assignments completed at the time, but I also found some enjoyment in it. So that was really kind of what sent me down the path in working in technology. While I was a student, I also had the opportunity to serve in internships with some companies. In fact, I worked with a company called the Xerox Corporation, which is based in Rochester, New York, not too far from Toronto, believe it or not. So that was the first opportunity for me to be able to work with engineering professionals, make the relation between what I was learning in school to what professionals apply in their day-to-day lives. Not only did I find it interesting, but I found myself having this level of passion to say, hey, science and engineering is definitely something I want to do. And it's really about that time where I start working on developing a career path for myself.
Amazing. So it literally started with your study in school, I guess, right? With what you studied in school, and then having experience in programming as a course or subject, then with your internship and then your work experience as well. So pretty interesting. Yeah. So I think a question I would love to know personally, you work at AWS. That is one of the big companies out there, right? So what is your career journey like? How did you get into AWS, right? So what's brought you to AWS, literally, and what really excited you to join AWS as a company?
So as I mentioned, having had a career inside the data center, we were able to function well as an organization. I think I achieved a level of success of having being able to build and run systems that were in the data center.
So, sorry, this is in your previous company, right?
Correct. This was prior to AWS. What I started to see in working with that company, though, was, cloud technologies was really the wave of the future in terms of having the ability to automatically scale resources, automatically have access to services that we wouldn't otherwise have. directly in the data center. So as I started to learn and research more about cloud technologies, that really kind of served as a catalyst for me wanting to go into the industry. At the time, the company I was working for wasn't ready to move to cloud in terms of their own operations, but from a professional development standpoint, I knew I was very much ready. So thankfully, I was able to make some connections within AWS. And before you know it, I was one of their employees.
Amazing. I know that you joke around and mention how that you actually the data center, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like that's a very interesting joke there. Yeah. But anyways, I'm glad that you actually found yourself in AWS, right? Because you're actually advocating for the cloud infrastructure pretty much. And then we ties into my very next question. Why did you choose developer advocacy, right? And you're not just a developer advocate, you're a principal. That is huge. So like, how did you like go into the space, like even climbing through the career ladder in the developer advocacy space, right? So how was it for you, and why did you even choose it to start with?
Okay. Interestingly enough, I think the developer advocate role almost found me.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is in a prior role within AWS as a solutions architect, I was really enjoying working with the customers that I did at the time. I really enjoyed the role of a solutions architect.
Okay, so sorry to cut short. So it means that you started as solution architect, right?
Well, I was a professional services consultant first, then I moved into the solutions architect role, and then that was what led to the developer relations role. But again, while in the solutions architect role, I learned about some opportunities to join the developer relations team at the time. I had to do a little bit of research to understand what are some of the differences of being a solutions architect versus a developer advocate. At the core of each role, one thing I do want to stress is that there are a lot of similarities, and that you are ultimately there to help customers or communities solve technical problems. That there's really no difference in whether or not you do that as a solutions architect or a developer advocate. It's really just the way the two roles are structured internally within the organization. And as an advocate, you have kind of a better opportunity to reflect or to be a voice for communities that don't always have the same level of access as customers. So to me, I think that's one of the bigger differences in being an advocate as opposed to somebody that's a solutions architect.
So you think, so are you trying to say that being a developer advocate exposes you more beyond just like the customers, but even like other communities who probably have little knowledge of how?
Not so much more, but just differently. Again, we're really community focused. That's partly what led me to having a relationship with you. You being a part of the community builder organization, which in a way serves as an advocate for cloud technologies as well. Our organization is structured so that developer advocates can also work with people like yourself in the community, so that we're all kind of unified around spreading, goodwill around how to use cloud technology and making sure people know how to code, know how to automate, know how to take advantage of some of the services that are available, and then just making the cloud platform a better space for us all.
Yeah, interesting. So I would want to know personally, what's it be like as a principal developer advocate at AWS, right? So what's like your daily routine? Just share with us, like, what is it like? Do you have like superiors you report to, or do you have like evangelists also? What's your itinerary like, right? Your 9 to 5 pretty much in AWS.
Not a easy question to answer. Really? And the reason I say that is because it really depends on the day, and it really depends on the developer advocate. What we are ultimately trying to strive for in the role is just to find ways that we can have impact within the technical community, specifically around those that work with AWS services and technologies. So we are part of an organization. There's a reporting structure that we report up to. As an organization, we also have values and mission statements, and basically a plan that we want to try to execute against. And that plan is basically rooted around making sure everyone can have as good a developer experience as they can on our platform. I know that sounds very general, but as you start to look into the role itself, we look for opportunities to write and create content, deliver workshops, and then basically interact with the community on social media platforms through other mediums, so that we get an understanding of what's working well for them, what's not working so well, and then create that as an opportunity to communicate it back within the organization so that we can make some changes.
So just another question, like on an average, would you say you have like more meetings than having to execute it, right? Because it seems like you're always like going to communities, or rather just having in understanding what the community feels about a certain cloud product, right? Would you say like you're more into engaging the communities itself as opposed to maybe being at the office doing like some documentation or filing?
It's kind of a blend.
Okay.
I mean, obviously our first order of business is to connect with the community, to engage with developers, to engage with builders, to make sure that we are providing as much as we can so that they can adopt the platform, have more awareness, and basically be able to learn better. When I'm not out connecting with communities, because quite frankly, you know, if there's not an event or anything going on, and there's not much of a need to be out there. We also have a number of internal tasks that we support. I talked about making sure that we can gather all that feedback and be able to take it back into the organization to help build a better experience. So that requires me to work with, you know, someone maybe from the storage team or someone that's responsible for one of our developer tools to be able to connect with them as well too.
So for someone who wants to get started in developer advocacy or DevRel or Dev Evangelist, right? Are there any tips, right? Do you think the person should be so technically versed in terms of like understanding some technical functionalities or skills, or even programming languages also, right? It's like, what are your tips for someone who wants to delve into this space?
Yeah. Well, good question. I think regardless of what role you want to pursue, you want to make sure that you've got two things. A good solid foundation of technical skills. And the second one I think is more important, which is a passion. I see people within technology that have a passion for what they do and the things they work for be most successful, because I think it really gives you an edge in terms of wanting to be able to go and help solve problems, wanting to be able to go and help engage with the community. And that's really important. I mean, we're all human. We have bad days. And it's really having the ability to be able to kind of work through some of those not so good days to be able to deliver good messaging. So I think those are two. If you like connecting with communities, if you like being very open with people, if you enjoy social media platforms to an extent, I think those are all going to be parts of the recipes that you're going to need to pursue a role in Developer Advocate. But I will again stress that make sure that you've got solid core foundation skills first, whether it's as a developer advocate or solutions architect or anything within a technical capacity.
You like be more specific in terms of like technical skills, right?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you obviously want to be able to have some programming language or two that you can leverage in your job. As those of us know, on the AWS platform, there is a management console where you can do a lot of point and click operations, which is good, but those don't help you in terms of wanting to be able to scale, wanting to be able to automate, wanting to be able to take advantage of some of the programmatic capabilities that will let you use the platform. So always helpful to have some sort of programming language that you can cling to. It also helps to have some level of depth across several domains. And an example of that is, you know, even if you are a front end or a back end developer, it also helps to know a little bit about infrastructure, maybe have a little bit of knowledge about databases. You certainly want to know something about storage, networking, and probably the most important is going to be security. So just kind of having that well-rounded technical background is always going to be helpful. Those are the things that are always going to kind of associate with what your core role or core responsibility is.